Let's now look at an example for expected value or expectation. Abby is taking a multiple choice test in which there are 5 possible answers for each question. She will get 2 points for each question she answers correctly. She will lose half a point for each question she answers incorrectly. If Abby does not know the correct answer to a question, is it to her advantage or disadvantage to guess? To answer this question, let's first determine the expected value if Abby guesses at an answer. When Abby guesses at an answer, there are one of 2 outcomes. Either she guesses correctly, or she guesses incorrectly. Let's look at the probability for each possible outcome. We know that there are 5 possible answers for each question. Therefore, when we calculate our probabilities, both probabilities are out of 5. We know that of those 5 choices, only 1 answer is correct. So Abby has a 1 in 5 chance of guessing the answer correct. The other 4 answer choices are incorrect. So she has 4 chances out of 5 of guessing an incorrect answer. So the probability that she guesses correctly is 1/5. The probability that she guesses incorrectly is 4/5. Now, let's look at calculating her expectation. Remember, to calculate the expectation, we are going to multiply the probability times the outcome. For example, on the correct option, we're going to multiply 1/5 by 2. And we multiply by 2 because remember that she is awarded 2 points if she guesses correctly. For the incorrect option, we'll multiply the probability, which is 4/5, times 1/2. And why 1/2? Because if she guesses incorrectly, she will lose half a point. And we show it as a loss by putting a negative in front of the 1/2. So let's do these 2 calculations. 1/5 times 2 is going to give me 2 as a numerator and 5 in the denominator. 4/5 times negative 1/2 is going to give me negative 4 over 10, which is going to reduce to negative 2 over 5. And remember, to find your expectation or your expected value, you're simply going to add these 2 results together. So when we add 2/5 to negative 2/5, we end up with 0. And so what does that mean that the expectation is 0? The expectation is 0 when she guesses, which means that over the long run, she'll neither gain nor lose points when she guesses. So the question asks us, is it to her advantage or disadvantage to guess? And we basically are at a break-even point. Sometimes she's going to guess correctly, sometimes she's going to guess incorrectly, but overall, in terms of her score, it shouldn't matter. Let's look at the second part of this example. The second part of the example says if she can eliminate one of the possible choices, is it to her advantage or disadvantage to guess? So let's do the same thing. We again have two options. When she makes her guess, she either will guess correctly or she's going to guess incorrectly. If we have eliminated an answer choice, then that means that both of these probabilities will be out of 4 instead of out of 5, because there are now 4 possible answer choices. Of those 4 possible answer choices, we know that only 1 is correct, and the other 3 are incorrect. So the probability that she guesses correctly is 1/4. The probability that she guesses incorrectly is 3/4. Now let's move on to calculating the expectation. So we're going to take this correct probability, which is 1/4, and we're going to multiply it by, remember, 2, because if she guesses correctly, she gains 2 points. And we're going to take this incorrect probability of 3/4, and we're going to multiply it by -1/2, because remember that when she guesses incorrectly, she loses half of a point. And we'll do our calculations. So 1/4 times 2 is going to be 2/4, which will reduce to 1/2. For the incorrect, we're going to say 3 times -1 is -3. 4 times 2 is 8. All right, and again, to calculate your expected value, you're going to take these two numbers and add them together. So we're going to have 1/2 plus a -3/8. You can either do this on your calculator or you can find a common denominator. You could rewrite the 1/2 as 4/8. We know that 4 is half of 8. And then add the -3/8, which is going to give you an answer of 1/8 for your expectation. And so what does that mean? Notice that the expectation is positive, which means that on average, she's going to gain 1/8 a point each time she guesses, if she can eliminate that one answer choice. So is it to her advantage or disadvantage to guess? It is to her advantage to guess in this situation.